Okay, everyone, this is going to be a somewhat, not short, but somewhat long video discussing uh, my Glock history and a new additional Glock that I recently picked up. So let's go back to 1991. I was leaving the Marine Corps and I decided to purchase a Glock 17. A couple of years later, I was going to college and I decided to apply for a local police department, and I was in the whole hiring process, and I got so far in the hiring process. Obviously I didn't get hired because I'm not a police officer, but I got so high in the processes that I decided to sell that Glock 17 and purchase a SIG. I can't remember the model number, but it was one of the SIG, the first polymer SIG pistols. Unfortunately, I ended up selling that pistol because I didn't need it anymore. As the years went by, I realized that it was a big mistake to sell that Glock. I was using Berettas at that time, and Beretta was actually my carry pistol. And I ended up coming across a, I believe it's a Gen 3. I'm not quite sure. A Gen 3 Glock 19. And I ended up changing over to Glock again. I can't really say that I use a 17 very much. At that time, we didn't have carry laws, so you could pretty much only have it as a defense pistol. But when I got the 19, I want to say it was probably 89. No, I'm sorry, 92, maybe 92. Concealed carry laws didn't come in until 96. So anyway, so here we have the Glock 19. I believe it's Gen 3. I did add a Apex trigger and a blue mag release and a backplate. I did add Hawthorne sights. So you got the serrated black and orange front. Now, I did start shooting this pistol in IDPA, and I did start carrying this pistol for a while. I think I carried it for probably a good 2 to 3 years. But then I went ahead and I found this at a shop. Glock 26. So I started carrying the Glock 26 instead of the 19 so that I can kind of rotate as far as shooting IDPA with the 19. But I still felt that I was a little bit undergunned, as some people would say. So I did start carrying the 19 again. But with me shooting the 19 and IDPA and then it getting dirty and cleaning it and so forth, I went ahead and just purchased another 19 Gen 4. And I'm sorry, this one is Gen 4. So I purchased a Gen 4 19. Now this one I haven't used very much. I did start carrying this one as an alternative to the Gen 3 as a self-defense pistol. But then later on, when I started hearing the good things about the M&Ps, I went ahead and purchased an M&P. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of get organized here. So I bought a 40C. This is a 9C. I did have some issues with the 40C, but unfortunately, I had already passed the return time from Bud's gun shop, and they were no longer wanting to take it back. I'll link the videos on the 40C that I went ahead and converted into a 9mm and so forth. So I ended up finding this one here, and this was my carry pistol for maybe another year and a half, and so forth. But I think somewhere around 2019, when COVID happened, I happened to find a 27, and I felt that the 40 was a better carry pistol. You never know what was going to happen during COVID. So during COVID, I carried the 27. I did add a trigger red just to make it red. So with this pistol, I carry the standard 9-round magazine, a 20 GS20 a G23 magazine, and I carried around 3 of these in my bag. Yeah, I know that's overkill, but those were crazy times. So now we got up to G27. So now we're looking at G19, Gen 3, G27, Gen 4, G19, Gen 4, and now we got the Gen 27, and I believe this is Gen 3. I'm not too sure though. So when I heard about the 19X, I was very interested in the 19X, but the cost for the 19X was just ridiculous. It was over 600, 650, 675, so forth. So I kind of did the research on the pistol trials that the military had for their new pistol. Of course, we all know that the SIG 321 and so forth. But I found out that the Smith & Wesson had did the 2.05 inch. So I looked all over for this one, and I was able to find this one at a very good price of $445, free shipping. And I think I only paid my the FFL that I was working at that time, paid $25 to transfer it over. I did add Apex trigger and night sights for the back. This one does have the Apex trigger and Apex striker block, and this pistol has handled very well. This is considered excuse me. This I do consider this to be a nice home defense pistol, although I have shot it at IDPA. As you can see, I did the own work on the rear side to add the block, the safety block, and ended up marring the back sight. But other than that, this pistol has been set up for a home defense. I'm in the process of getting a finger safe, easy access. That'll be another discussion when I'm able to get that. So in lieu of buying the G19X, I purchased the 5-inch Smith & Wesson, which leads me to my most recent purchase. And I kind of just, like most gun owners, we kind of fluctuate and we purchase guns that we find appealing and so forth. So this purchase, honestly, I probably shouldn't even bothered, but I still had a niche. I still had a missing hole in my heart for my G17 that I sold many years ago, back in somewhere around 90, I want to say 94, 93, maybe 94, 93. Never got around to it. And I remember that I was at a gun shop and we was looking at them, and I was actually thinking about buying the Gen 4, Gen 5, 17. I was like looking at the MOS model. And then the guy told me about a newer model, which is what I'm going to talk about right now. So I went ahead and went, as you can see by the name, and after discussing with that salesperson at the shop, I went ahead and picked up a Gen 5 47. So let me go ahead and give me I haven't even opened it, I mean, other than when I picked it up. So let me go ahead and take off the lock. This is the way it came with it, and then I'll talk about what comes with it. So let me pause the video and then I'll go ahead and remove that. Okay, so I moved around a couple of things to get the lock off, but you can see, so Glock 47 MOS. So not much has changed in Glocks. You still get the 3 magazines, magazine loader. Of course, the big difference between this and the 17 that I bought back in '91 is that it didn't come with back straps. This one does come with back straps, which I probably won't use. You got your cleaning brush and a lock manual. Your Allen wrenches for your back straps, and of course the well-known G Glock case. So it's going to get this out of here. Oh, here's the brush. So I still have my brush from my G17 in the original case that I use as a cleaning kit for all my other pistols. So let me just go ahead and clean this up a bit, move all this other stuff out of the way, and we'll look at the pistol. Okay, so as I've said before, one of the main reasons that I bought the 47 was to somewhat feel better buying a replacement for the 17 that I sold so long ago. So basically, the 47, what are we looking at? We are looking at a G19 size pistol that apparently is modular with the Gen 5 G45, 19X, and 19. The frame is the same length as the Gen 5 19, 19X, and 45, so you can actually swap out the slides. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take off the slide, and I haven't taken apart a Glock in a while. Set the frame aside. We're going to take apart the Gen 4. We're not going to swap sides because these are not compatible. But we're going to compare the frames. So Gen 4 19, Gen 5 47. You can see the frames are the same size. So if you could, you would be able to put a 47 slide on the 19, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want any problems with it. Let's go and put this one back together. Yeah, I need to clean this one. This was kind of dirty. Anyway. Oh yes, that's one of the things that was discussed, was the buffer spring on the 47 and the 19 are pretty much the same, which is why you can swap the slides out. But at this point, I'm just rambling on. I just wanted to talk about the 47. Okay, what's going on here? Let me pause the video while I figure this out. All right. Guy bar wasn't lined up correctly. That's what it was. All right, set this one aside. So, G47, new addition to the family. Several reasons why. Several additional reasons is 17 round magazine. MOS, I don't have to worry about having the optic, getting the slide cut for an optic. Replaces my 17 that I sold so many years ago. Oh, I wonder where you are right now. So I do have some I do have one. I believe maybe I have two somewhere else. 17 round magazines. Now I've been told that there is a difference between the older magazines, and you can see right there, as far as how they're beveled right here. I heard that some of them don't fit. Now this one fits just fine, so I don't have to worry about compatibility. I will have to purchase some additional 17 magazines. Sorry, 47 magazines. But I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to go ahead and do a quick comparison to the Smith & Wesson 5-inch. As you can see, this 5-inch is a little bit longer, but it's about the same size. So with the Smith & Wesson, you do carry, if you watch some of my other videos, you do get 17 round magazines, and they do have 20 round magazines and 23 round magazines. But I'm pretty sure with the Glock 47, you can find some of the Glock magazines, such as these, in 9mm. I'm sorry, at this point I'm just rambling on, but that's going to be the end of the video. Go ahead and post any comments, questions, so forth. I will probably make time within the next 2 or 3 weeks to take stock to the range. Definitely put some factory ammo through it. I will most likely not get an optic for a while on this one, since I have optics on my other pistols. But one thing that I do look forward to is maybe getting a Gen 4 19 slide also with an optic, and running that one on there, maybe for carry. I don't know. I've always felt that the slide is not the issue when it comes to compact. I think it's more of the grip, because the grip is the only part that sticks out over the waistband. But like I said, impromptu video, just a quick discussion to talk about the new pistol. I do feel that I've redeemed myself selling my 17 so many years ago, which was actually my very first pistol, as I was leaving the Marine Corps. And I know it may sound silly, but I honestly extremely regret selling that pistol. Thank you for watching. Take care. Be safe. Post any comments, questions, gripes, so forth. I appreciate your time watching. Thank you. Bye.